News Live at 6, two people announced their candidacy for Student Association President.
Find out about this past weekend's Crave Festival in downtown Syracuse.
Colorado continues to experience fallout after the floods.
And Apple sells a record number of iPhones. Your CitrusTV News starts right now.
The rain came this weekend and temperatures have plummeted on this chilly Monday, September 23rd. I'm Chris Wilner and welcome to CitrusTV News Live at 6.
I'm Russell Oliver. This afternoon, two Syracuse University students announced their bid for next year's Student Association presidency. And that's our top story tonight. Two students announced their candidacy for Student Association president today. Boris Greasley, a junior political science and public policy major, served within SA for 3 semesters under Neil Casey and Dylan Lustig. He is currently a member of the Residence Hall Association. A second candidate, Ivan Rosales, a junior accounting and policy studies major, announced his candidacy as well. Rosales also announced that Simone Goldslager would be his running mate. Greasley has yet to announce his possible VP. Both candidates spoke about their hopes for SA in the coming year.
This theme represents and tackles a visionary idea that transforms, but also creates a resource for all students, as opposed to an organization that decides what students supposedly want.
Simone and I began to create our vision and platform for our campaign, with you as our primary focus. We wanted to tackle issues that you cared about and that mattered to you.
Lately, many students have been worried about reports of gang violence on and around campus. However, Citrus TV's Catherine Robinson talked to an official at DPS this morning who says students have nothing to fear.
Despite popular belief across campus, the DPS Investigations and Crime Prevention Commander says gang violence is not on the rise.
There is nothing on campus that one could point the finger at, both from a factual data perspective and what I know intuitively from working at the Department of Public Safety, that one could say, oh, yep, that's gang violence or gang related.
While many rumors have been circulating campus, Ryan Buford says there's no reason for students to be worried.
Unfortunately, what happens is it's like the fish story. It starts out this size and it gets bigger as it goes along.
The Neighborhood Safety Patrol is an ongoing partnership between DPS and the Syracuse Police to keep students safe.
They work jointly in addressing issues that have the potential to be violent. So the whole idea is to not just have the incident happen and then respond to it, but actually as a deterrent.
Students living off campus are encouraged to take extra precautions when it comes to their safety.
But now, living in an apartment, I have to make sure that my door is locked and that my neighbors next to me, I have good relationships with them. We kind of all look out for each other, so I have a little bit more responsibility.
Although there hasn't been any reported incidents lately, students should utilize the services DPS has to offer if they are ever in an uncomfortable situation. The Neighborhood Safety Patrol and safety escorts are only a phone call away. Catherine Robinson, Citrus TV News.
The Advocacy Center has put a new policy in place allowing the center to share information about students with campus officials. In cases of discrimination, harassment, and sexual violence, the center can now share limited parts of the case. This is so that officials can act against repeat offenders. The Advocacy Center said that this information would only be shared with officials out of respect for the victim's needs. Up-and-coming rapper Travis Scott has been chosen to open this year's Homecoming show. Scott was featured on Kanye West's most recent album and has worked with rappers T.I. and 2 Chainz. University Union selected Scott to open for alternative band 21 Pilots in order to create a concert with a variety of music. The Homecoming show will take place on October 3rd at 7:30 p.m.
Syracuse University is 5th in another national ranking, and they didn't get this one for partying. The Huffington Post created rankings for schools based on their social media presence. The university uses more than 200 accounts on 9 different platforms. The Orange came in first out of all medium-sized schools in the report. A drone advocacy club could be coming to SU soon. Students want to teach people just how many possibilities there are with drone technology. Newhouse professor Dan Pacheco is on board with the club because federal regulations make him unable to fly his own drone. The professor points out that how much easier drones could make studying the environment or recording video for journalists. Progress continues to be made on an educational garden created next to the Life Sciences Complex. The garden will be the first in the world focused on studying the effects of climate change, and more than 30 species of local and non-local trees will be planted so that students can see how the trees adapt to different environments. Sidewalks should be laid down in coming weeks, and tree planting should begin next month. The project will be completed by the end of the semester.
Mayor Stephanie Miner and city officials are part of an ongoing effort to clean up Syracuse neighborhoods. The city has been organizing teams of police, fire, and code officials to conduct unannounced inspections of corner stores. Through 3 rounds of inspections, 21 stores have been affected, and more than half of those have been temporarily shut down. CitrusTV's Ashley Chazar has more.
I'll be right with you.
Malek Mobaris is the owner of S&R Market. His store was shut down last month after Miner completed her first sweep of unannounced inspections.
All we had is a wire coming down the ceiling right there as you can see it. That's it.
Mobaris was given 24 hours to fix the violation and forced to close down his store for 3 days.
We are so friendly with the community. As soon as they heard that the store shut down, everybody coming down here, they were willing to sign petition. While they doing this, this is the cleanest store in the whole entire South Ave.
Miner has been keeping the community updated on the city's progress by publishing the names of closed stores and their code violations in press releases. S&R Market's expired sprinkler system certification and illegal wiring were minor compared to other violations. Other stores were shut down due to live exterior wiring, leaking gas in store basements, and sewage backups. Okay.
Syracuse United Neighbors.
Miner isn't leading the cause alone. Local community groups, including Syracuse United Neighbors, notified her about complaints they received from local residents.
What happens is fights, shots fired, drug dealing, drug use, people using the side walls for bathrooms. I mean, have a lot of different bad activities that really disturb neighbors.
Prain says Sun and Miner hope by targeting store conditions, the crowd and activity outside will improve.
South Avenue Market is one of the corner stores that was closed earlier this month during the second sweep of the crackdown. It's one of the few, though, that remains padlocked. Prain says most of the stores that have been shut down since the effort began are already back up and running.
Once the store owners correct the violations, they are cleared to reopen. Prain considers the inspection sweeps a good first step in preventing store conditions from deteriorating. Ashley Chazar, Citrus TV News.
The third and most recent sweep happened last week. Miner has not yet announced when she will stop conducting the unannounced inspections. Coming up, President Obama calls for a transformation of the nation's gun laws.
And find out what happened to the terrorists that were holding hostages in a Kenyan mall. We'll be right back.
That gloomy weekend weather is going to bring clear fall skies this week here in Syracuse. Temperatures are going to be in the mid-60s with some mild winds. Find out what else we can expect for your first week of fall during the full 5-day forecast. Citrus TV News live at 6. We'll be right back.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool. Not in my house, not anywhere.
It's not creative.
It's offensive to gay people.
And you're better than that.
We are different. Society should aspire to be more like us.
Be part of the first class. Get energized. Get outside.
Hold on, guys. It's gonna get bumpy.
And get moving. Experience the power of physical activity. Woo! Join the movement at actionheroalliance.com.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
If you were taking in the sights of downtown Syracuse this past weekend, you might have noticed an array of art exhibits all over the streets. Citrus TV Caitlin Richards shows us one of the more unusual parts of this weekend's Crave Fest.
Crave Fest brought various art forms throughout the city together for 2 days of music, art, and zombies. But these weren't your average zombies. These zombies were tech-savvy, light on their feet, and even a little vain. If you want to know their secret, it's all in the effects.
This is for Crave. They had people come in. They did an advertisement on the radio, and there's some stuff some other places. Anybody could come and learn the dance moves to the Thriller music video, get put up as a zombie, and they're all going to do a flash mob at City Hall at 4 o'clock. So.
It was all part of an effort to bring people downtown to join in the fun and experience the many different types of art that happen throughout Syracuse.
You know, people with different jobs, live different places, all coming together and having this common interest. And I think it's really great that so many people can be interested in this from all different places and bring their own personality into it. And I really think that's going to help evolve the art and music scene in Syracuse.
The rainy weather couldn't stop these zombies, young and old, from groaning and shuffling their way to City Hall Commons to strut their stuff to one of Michael Jackson's greatest hits. It didn't matter if they had practiced for a week or even an hour. Everyone was ready to show off their moves.
I haven't learned. Yeah, we'll stay in the back line.
And in the end, everyone had one thriller of a time. Caitlin Richards, Citrus TV News.
Thanks, Caitlin. Crave Fest also included a concert by DJ Spooky at Goldstein Auditorium on Saturday night and aerobatics in the AXA building downtown.
In the wake of last week's shooting at the Washington Navy Yard, President Obama is calling for a transformation of the nation's gun laws. The president went on to say that this change won't come from Washington, but from the American people themselves. Earlier this year, the president proposed a gun control package, but it stalled in Congress. Oil spills, E. coli in the tap water, and stranded residents being airlifted to safety. This is the scene in Colorado where residents are still experiencing fallout from last week's floods. The most recent update from the Colorado Office of Emergency Management has the death toll at 7, with just under 6,000 evacuated. Another budget impasse is set to hit Washington this week, with the fiscal year ending next Monday. Republicans in Congress are saying that they will not agree to a spending plan unless Obamacare is defunded and the debt ceiling remains unchanged. According to President Obama, he will not give in on these points. If this dispute is not settled by next Monday, it could mean a government shutdown.
Kenyan authorities shot down terrorists that had been holding hostages in a Nairobi mall earlier today. The Kenyan Red Cross reports 62 deaths in the siege that began on Saturday in the Westgate shopping mall. Most of the remaining hostages had been evacuated before Kenyan forces reclaimed control of the mall. Sunday school children and choir members are among the 81 dead from a suicide bombing at a Protestant church in northwest Pakistan. 2 bombers attacked the All Saints Church of Pakistan at the conclusion of Sunday's services. Local hospital authorities report that the attack left over 100 injured, including a teen in critical condition. At least 25 people are dead since Typhoon Yugagi hit the southern coast of China on Sunday. State media say that the storm has forced the relocation of hundreds of thousands of people, damaged hundreds of homes, and closed a major shipping lane. Yugagi left several casualties in Taiwan and the Philippines before it weakened to a tropical depression on Monday at the Chinese coastline.
It was a pretty chilly start to fall this week. Taking a look at our current conditions, we see that it's a cloudy 54 degrees here in Syracuse. Winds are coming from the northwest at around 10 miles an hour. Today we had a high of 56 and a low of 39. Pretty mild temperatures for our beginning of fall, but it was a little chilly. Taking a look into tonight, we see that it's going to be clear skies, which is better than the rainy weekend we definitely had. And winds are coming from the southwest at around 7 miles an hour. It's going to be about 40 degrees, which is a significant drop from right now. So if you're walking outside tonight, you might want to bring a jacket. And take a look at our current temperatures. We see that in central New York right now, Buffalo and Albany are both in the 60s. Syracuse is a little lower at 54, but those temperatures we're seeing in Buffalo and Albany, we're going to see later this week, so not to fret. Taking a look at our current surface map, we see that Syracuse is pretty clear right now. We got this cold front that came over us earlier, which is why we saw those cold temperatures today, unfortunately, but it will warm up later this week. And taking a look at our dew points, we see that all around central New York, we have a dew point of 40 degrees. That is a very comfortable temperature right now. Hopefully we can get used to that in the coming weeks before it starts to get a little bit chillier and a little bit drier. And taking a look at our 5-day forecast, we see that we're in for a very beautiful week this week. Sunny skies Tuesday through Saturday with 10% chance of rain on Tuesday and Saturday. Temperatures are going to be in the mid 60s to low 70s, and lows are going to be ranging in the 40s.
Sales skyrocket over the weekend.
And find out who won big at last night's Emmy Awards.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. Well, teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans.
These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our coworkers, their kids go to school with our kids.
Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think. So is the solution.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
The UN is noticing a major drop in HIV infections and deaths from AIDS. In a report, the UN credits the drop to more accessible antiretroviral drugs. There were 1.6 million deaths from AIDS last year, 700,000 less than the peak total in 2005. New HIV infections have dropped by a third since 2001. They sat at just over 2 million last year. Tired of getting a flu shot every year? Well, soon you may not need to get one at all. Scientists in London have created a blueprint for a universal flu vaccine. Different strains of influenza have different protein structures on the outside, but what's on the inside is the same. This is the part that new vaccine will be based on. And the flu currently kills as many as 500,000 people each year, so this cure could be big. However, there is still a lot of work to be done to turn findings on paper into a real cure.
Customers bought a record number of iPhones this weekend. More than 9 million iPhone 5S and 5C devices were sold in the opening weekend alone. Apple doesn't have enough 5S phones for all of the orders, so people will have to wait for the company to ship them out. The record sales helped Apple's shares jump more than 5%.
Lots of gold was going around last night at the 65th Primetime Emmy Awards. Among the winners were Modern Family for Best Comedy Series, Breaking Bad for Best Drama Series, and Jim Parsons for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series for his role in The Big Bang Theory.
The Orange Field Hockey squad took down defending national champion Princeton on Sunday with a 4-0 shutout victory. All 4 of the goals came in the first half, with 2 being scored by freshman Sarah Degnan. Syracuse outshot Princeton 12-9 for the game. This was the second consecutive shutout for Syracuse against Princeton. And we'll have more after the break.
It's time for This Week in Bad Stats.
Bad stats?
Horrible stats. Here goes. 132.
That's how many batters struck out 4 times in one game last season.
Wow, very good. Here's a tough one, though. 3 and 4.
No idea.
That's how many kids witness bullying. 3 out of 4.
That's not a good stat.
No, it's not, but it can change. Kids want to help, but they don't know how. Visit stopbullying.gov and give them the tools they need to help prevent bullying.
There are plenty of safe ways kids can help at stopbullying.gov.
Learning how to kickflip 6 stairs takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Syracuse football hosted Tulane Saturday in its second home game of the season. The Orange turned to quarterback Terrell Hunt to lead the Orange to its second win of the season. Off to Carrier Dome for the highlights. And again, Terrell Hunt had an awesome game. He connects with Jerome Smith for a touchdown early in the first quarter to put the Orange up first on the board.
You know, the defense kept giving us the ball, so I just went over and told the defense, keep giving us the ball. And, our offense was, just moving.
In Terrell Hunt's first career start for the Orange, he threw for 4 touchdowns and ran for another to lead Syracuse to a 52-17 rout of Tulane. The Orange Field Hockey squad took down defending national champion Princeton on Sunday with a 4-0 shutout victory. All 4 of the goals came in the first half, with 2 being scored by freshman Sarah Degnan. Syracuse outshot Princeton 12-9 for the game. This was the second consecutive shutout for Syracuse against Princeton. The Tigers went down 2-0 last year, and it was their only loss of the season. The Orange returned to action this Saturday against Stanford. Both men's and women's soccer were in action this weekend against the Duke Blue Devils. The men's team came from behind to win 2-1. This was the first win for the program as a member of the Atlantic Coast Conference. The women's squad managed the tie by scoring 2 second-half goals for a 2-2 final. Although they did not get the victory, this gave the women's team their first point in the ACC standings. The women's team next faces Clemson on Thursday, while the men's team battled Massachusetts Wednesday. The Syracuse volleyball team split a set of matches on Saturday. They took the FIU Panthers 3-2, but fell to Northern Kentucky by the same score. The games took place at Purdue's Active Ankle Challenge in Indiana. Freshman Erica Hanley received all tournament honors by averaging more than 9 assists per set. The Orange returned to the court Saturday against Florida State at the Carrier Dome. A member of the women's lacrosse team has been added to the USA national team roster. Syracuse sophomore Kayla Traynor was put on the roster for the Stars and Stripes weekend this October in Maryland. Traynor recorded 95 points last year, leading the Orange in goals. Traynor was also the most valuable player of the Big East tournament last year. This will be Traynor's first time playing with the senior national team. The event will take place October 12th and 13th. Let's send it over to Real One to see what happened in the NFL this weekend.
Thank you, Jasmine. The New York Giants remained one of the NFL's 6 winless teams after a 38-0 loss against the Carolina Panthers. Sunday's loss marked the first time since 1996 that the Giants have begun a season 0-3. Panthers quarterback Cam Newton accounted for 4 touchdowns. Newton connected with wide receiver Brandon LaFell for 2 of his 3 touchdown passes. He also ran for a touchdown and capped off the blowout with a 47-yard throw to wide receiver Ted Ginn Jr. The Giants traveled to face the unbeaten Kansas City Chiefs in Week 4. The New York Jets prevailed over the Buffalo Bills in what was a battle between 2 rookie quarterbacks at MetLife Stadium.
All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at your wake-up weather.
Hey, my name's Katie and I'm in the 9th grade. I'm an A average student and I'm an athlete working towards a scholarship. And everybody tells me how much potential I have. But I just wish someone would tell me where my next meal is coming from. Katie, how'd I do?
Do you have to be so serious?
Well, I mean, I did like a crazy dance in a movie if you want me to like, you know, do a little, no.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Today, about 1 in 5 Americans is living with a disability. Over 50 million people, including many of our friends and neighbors, teachers and co-workers, heroes and leaders. 20 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act guaranteed every person the right to live, work, and participate fully in the American experience. We've come a long way since then, and we are committed to making even more progress in the years ahead. Visit disability.gov to see how you can help.
All right, well, welcome back. Rachel, what are we wearing tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow I'm thinking since it's going to be in the 60s, you're probably going to be okay with jeans, sneakers since it's going to be some dry ground, and you're probably going to be okay with a t-shirt, maybe a sweatshirt a little earlier and later in the day.
And we should expect some sun over the coming weeks, not a day like today?
We're going to have sunny skies all week, pretty much no chance of rain, and temperatures are going to be warm, so it's going to be almost feel like spring temperatures even though we're heading into fall.
All right, thanks, Rachel.
Well, Canada has a new hockey arena made of Legos.
That's right. Joel Cadieux, with the help of his 4 children, built a 5-foot-long structure recreating a hockey stadium.
It is fittingly called the Brick Arena, but no detail of the arena has been overlooked. It includes bathrooms as well as a Wayne Gretzky statue on front with the Stanley Cup.
That's pretty much, wow, that's awesome, though. It's pretty cool.
Well, that about wraps it up for us here at Citrus TV News Live at 6. Thanks for joining us this evening.
For more Citrus TV content, check out our website at citrustv.net or search Citrus TV on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Chris Wilner, and from all of us here in the studios, have a great night.